Hey guys, just wanted to share with you a quick story about a friend of mine. His name is Tom. We met several years ago to talk about personal finance and what I do for families. He became a client. Every year we just get together just to review things. Last year I asked him if he wanted to get together for coffee as friends. We had coffee. It was awesome. At some point I talked about my faith. He told me he believed in Buddhism, Islam, Hinduism, a little bit of everything. And at the end of the night, I said, hey, do you mind if I pray with you? I laid hands on him, and he felt heat all over his body. After we prayed, he told me, he's like, dude, I can't explain what just happened. So it was a cool night. A couple weeks later, he calls me up, says, hey, can we meet up? We get together for coffee, and this time it's bad news. He told me he had a serious gambling problem. He'd broken into his old employer's building, robbed the place, ended up getting caught. His picture was on the newspaper, it was on TV. Instantly, he lost his spouse. He couldn't see his kids anymore. He had two beautiful kids. And he was completely heartbroken. He knew he'd go to jail. He was just pouring out all these bad news. And the only thing that I was just thinking of, I can't wait to tell this guy about Jesus. Because that's where I was 7 years ago. I was so desperate. I didn't know how my life was going to change. And here this guy was in the same place. And so when he gave me the opportunity, I said, dude, why don't you give Jesus a chance? And he was open. We went to the parking lot. I cried out to God. We prayed together. I said, Lord, reveal yourself. And he did. Within a day, he was able to see his kids. This was difficult, but he was able to get through it. He met with my pastor. Ended up coming to a church service. Gave his life to the Lord, became a believer in Jesus Christ. It was awesome. He came to the Alpha course where he learned more about our faith, and it's just a practical way for him to learn more about what we believe. It was cool. He had made a bunch of new friends. But the cool thing about Tom is today he's a different guy. He loves Jesus. He's got a servant heart. He cares so much about people. He's a brother of mine. I just absolutely would do anything for him. And last Tuesday, a couple of us went out to a court hearing where they were going to actually sentence him. And he got 6 months for the crime he did. They cuffed him right there and took him away. When I went to visit him in jail, I picked up that phone, and there he was, in an orange jumpsuit, looked completely miserable. And we were talking about how he was going to get through this. It was so difficult in there, so rough. And I just told him, man, God's going to give you the strength just to take one more step, one more day. You're going to get through this. And when you get out of this place, you're going to have such a powerful testimony. Everyone wants a testimony. No one wants the test. God is using this. He was calling Tom when we met for coffee that day. He wasn't ready. But after this situation, God got a hold of this guy, and it's completely changed his life, just like it's changed mine. So I share this with you to encourage you. It's not a sad story. See, Tom's going to get out of that place. In fact, even while he's in there, Tom is more free inside of that jail than most people are outside of jail. He went from darkness to light. He went from being completely lost to being found. He was addicted to gambling, drugs, alcohol, huge pride, ego. The man I see now in Tom is completely 180. And that's that's what Jesus does. Jesus' expertise is the impossible. So if you've got an impossible situation, I encourage you to just turn it over to Jesus, to trust him, to surrender your life to him. And for Tom, it was obvious that the way he was doing his own life wasn't working. And so to put his trust in God and to see the change the last 12 months is incredible. I'm going to be visiting Tom every week. We're going to bring all these friends. He's got so many brothers and sisters, and he got all these friends from church now. And every week I'm going to be bringing someone with me, and we're just going to pour into him. And when he gets out, we're just going to use this story, and he's going to change lives. And so I'm so excited. I know this, that God cares more about our hearts than he does our circumstances. And God wanted to change Tom's heart. And so wherever you are, whatever you're struggling with, maybe right now you you're in a desperate place similar to Tom, God cares more about your heart and your mind than he does the circumstance. And so just seek him and he will reveal himself to you. Love you guys. Bye-bye.